Hello everyone and welcome back to more Mystic Destinies! Yay! We're back for more Hikaru round, except Book 2 Reflections, because in the last episode we started Book 2. And Book 2 started off on us being thrusted back into the year of 1482 Japan. Yes, we have gone back in time in order to gather or find the remaining missing pieces of Hikaru's soul, because Haruka and Galen had traced it back to this timeline and traced the remaining soul pieces back here because he wasn't waking up when we supposedly got the last piece. So yeah, we came here, we ran into, coincidentally enough, very quickly, ran into the past Hikaru along with the past Shizuka. Yes, our mom is here. So we ran into them and they were like they were just very confused at our appearance here, because we look like Shizuka but we're not Shizuka kind of thing. So essentially we kind of not low-key, but like gave everything away, was told Hikaru of the situation. Hey, in the future, I'm trying to save the future you because future you saved me, and so I'm trying to gather his soul pieces kind of thing. So I think we rested for the night, and then we kind of, we explained a little bit more on detailing again. We just found out more. We exchanged information basically. Hana kind of like found out more information from them, where she is, what year it is, blah blah blah, and she kind of informed them how it is that she got here in the past, what timeline she was from, and why exactly she's here. Nothing too complicated, but other than that, Hikaru revealed that he can't give the soul piece to us because he doesn't know how. So we're like, girl, shoot. So Shizuka was like, well, maybe for the time being, you could come with us and travel. So essentially, them two are just going about to different villages and helping out their problems, as kind of like Inuyasha style, where there's monsters and creatures of the folklore just attacking villagers, and they just go off and they help them. So yeah, that's what we do. We were heading off into this village, Seiyan village? I forgot what the village's name is, but we're currently in the village. But anyways, that was our end goal. We were making our way towards the village. Again, got to know a lot about Shizuka and how Hana's sort of kind of changing her view on Shizuka, just because she was so adamantly thinking of the future Shizuka and what she did to us, instead of the past and all the little nuances that Shizuka had as as a mother to her. And then we explained more about and then the night before we actually came into the village, we actually got alone time with Hikaru and just basically spewed all our feelings to him. Actually, no, not feelings, but spewed all of our experience as of thus far. We went through we told him what Shizuka in the future did to us, how we got our powers, how it is that we ended up in this situation currently now, and he kind of offered words of comfort and advice, saying how it may seem hard now, and it may seem like you're making horrible decisions and putting people in danger and getting people killed, but it's sort of like this isn't your fault kind of thing. So yeah, we had that talk. We made it to the village. In the village, this one girl came up to Hikaru, was an old friend of his, greeted him at the village. But when he came into the village, the angry villagers came out and were yelling things at him and saying he's a monster and how he's cursed or some shit like that. He's a murderer. So anyways, it turns out he goes off because he's really upset. We chase after him to this lake, even though supposedly there was a lake monster that was, terrorizing the people of the village. But anyways, we got a little bit of information on what happened with Hikaru and how, why the villagers think that he's a murderer and a killer, because he low-key fucked up on, controlling his god side powers and stuff like that. He explained how, he's a demigod, but, instead of having demigod powers on top of just looking and being human, he basically has almost two sides of Hikaru, where it's a human Hikaru and then there's a god Hikaru, and the god side is really hard to control sometimes, and in that one instant in the past he lost control of it and he got people killed, and that's why people hate him in this village. So yeah, that's why. And then of course we comforted him, we regurgitated the words that he offered to us, because it's well, if you give your own advice, we're like who are you to not even take your own advice kind of thing. So yeah, So there's that, and then of course the monster shows up. Turns out to be a kappa that's like extremely fast and extremely larger than normal kappas, I guess. But anyways, we handle the situation. We decide to stick with Hikaru in terms of fighting this monster. He reveals his demigod form, and then he asked us that $1,000,000 question after everything's said and done. It was like, "Are you afraid of me?" And we're like, "No, of course not. We should be, but no, I'm not. I trust you." So we came back to the village. The villagers, of course, are happy and joyous, and then, you know, they plan to do a feast, and now they plan to, you know, Sensei Seina, whatever her name was, her Hikaru's friend, off to the temple to go pray and give thanks to the gods and the deities and the QBs that they worship. And this is where we are. We're in the inn in the village, and then we are set off to like go with Sienna to this temple. Anyways, yes, so yeah, I ended up sleeping well into the day, near as I can tell by the sunlight. Wow, okay, well, whatever, it's all good. So both from exhaustion and from finally being in a proper sleeping situation. Yes, indoors, not outdoor camping with like a futon that just barely, you know, barely feels like anything. So I've taken a roof over my head for granted for so many years. I'll always be thankful for from now on. Yes, indeed. I'm not a camping type of girl anyways. I'm more of a cottage going girl. Like, as long as I got somewhere indoors to be, then I'm good. I wake up both very hungry and very alone. Yes, because we were rooming with Shizuka. I wonder where Shizuka is. Yes, where did she go? Oh, hey, whoa! I end up stepping out into the hallway just as Hikaru is passing by. Oh yeah, and of course Hana is always for the duration of spending time with Hikaru and Shizuka. She's still kind of wondering what their relationship status is, whether or not they're, you know, like romantically involved or whether they're just like friends kind of thing. So yeah, so we run into Hikaru. Oh my gosh. So he narrowly avoids our collision by gracefully stepping out of the way. You're not gonna catch me? Hikaru! Oh. I begin to ask him where Shizuka is, but he takes one look at me and goes red in the face. Why? Hana. What? You are, indecent. Am I? What's happened? Huh? What? I look down and see that my kimono is in disarray. Well, it's not like I'm flashing anybody, am I? Desperately, I tried to wrap the clothes around myself. Ah, damn it, I'm not used to wearing these things. I don't even know how to fix it. You want to sleep in your kimono, girl? I thought you would change to your yukata or some shit like that. Something more a little loose-fitting. Do you know where Shizuka is? I don't even know how to fix this thing. Hikaru, will you be a gentleman and fix this for me? Be a darling. Be a darling and fix this for me. She is, out. Oh, is she? Well, figures. She went to get supplies for our future travels with the money we were given for defeating the kappa. Yes, indeed. So, do you know when she'll be back? I don't know. I do not. I suggest you just stay in your room and rest until she gets back. But I literally slept until noon. Like, I slept in. I'm wide awake. I will make certain to send her to your room as soon as I see her. Okay, you can't help me fix it? This thing? Certainly not. Why not? You should get back in your room right now before someone sees you. Oh, Hikaru raises his hand, his palm facing me. A small gust of wind pushes me back into my room, almost making me stumble. Hey now, that was uncalled for. You could have just, you know, let me go back myself. The shoji screen slides shut so fast that for a brief moment I think it might catch on fire. I stare at the screen, stunned. What? I burst into laughter. My whole body shakes as I plop myself down on the floor. Man, he's a far cry from Mr. His students. Really? Has he? Oh yeah, he has! I was gonna say, I was like, when has he Cabedon us? Because he did it right before Tsuneka showed up in his apartment. I wonder where all that modesty went in 500 years. Well, 500 years is a long time for somebody to not give any fucks anymore, you know? So it takes me a while to calm down from my hysterics, but after that I find that I have nothing to do. I end up nearly dying of boredom and hunger in my room, practicing spells by myself until Shizuka comes back later that evening. Mom, where did you go? She ends up helping me fix my kimono so that I can finally go down to dinner. I've been starving in this room all evening. But before I do, I finally venture to ask Shizuka a question. What? Shizuka, can I ask you a question? What? Yeah, of course. What is your relationship to Hikaru? Oh, so she's finally having the balls to ask that. Because this is all getting really awkward. Well, for you, of course, huh? Because you're slowly low-key developing feelings for Hikaru, but you don't know where, if Hikaru is already involved with Shizuka. That is simple enough, at least on my side. He has always reminded me of my little brothers. Ah, no, he's been bro-zoned. And I view him as such. Oh. You have little brothers? Oh yes, she does, because I think from our little brief history lesson with Hikaru in the future, he was explaining the origins of HIKARU'S school, and it was based off of her. I think? Yeah, like she had siblings or something, and she's like the only daughter, and then, that was the chance for her father to marry her off, but then that didn't end as, pleasantly. So yeah, you have little brothers? Yes. Does that mean I have uncles and maybe even cousins? And it has been a long time. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. It is alright. Do not trouble yourself over it. It doesn't feel like it's anything close to alright, but I don't know that I should push it. Yeah. I can't stop myself from letting out a sigh. Oh, anyway, you said on my side. You should probably ask him how he feels yourself. Yeah, but there is nothing going on between us. We are only traveling companions and friends. I realize that I feel immense relief at her explanation. Of course you would, because then that means you can make moves and not feel guilty about it. Ugh, seriously, Hana, this is not the time or place to be having feelings. True, but even still, I can't quite stop myself from nearly skipping down to dinner that night. Anyways, oh yeah, currently, I forgot to mention you guys, yes, currently, as you guys have seen in the screen now, we were in day 6, so there are a total, again, of 10 days. So now we are going on to finish off the rest of the days, so here we go, day 7! So Hana's log, day 7. I have walked more in the past week than I have ever in my life. I know, I can imagine. We've been walking all day, and thankfully Hikaru seems to be in a much better mood. Sienna! Okay, so her name was Sienna. So Sienna asked him about what he's been doing in the years since she's seen him. So Hikaru has been regaling us with tales of some of his lighter past adventures. Okay, you're seriously saying that a giant spider tried to seduce you? Oh, is it one of those demon spiders where it's like half the body is like a lady, a really nice lady, and then the other half is like disgusting and a spider? What can I say? Apparently she thought I was a handsome guy. Well, I don't blame her, okay? I look up at the sky and see that it will be night soon. Sigh. It looks like we won't make it back to town before dark. Sleeping indoors was nice while it lasted. Oh, so have we already went to the temple then? Because she said heading back to town. Oh. What? Shizuka, you look very worried. Lady Shizuka? Is something wrong? Yeah. It's nothing. Everything should be fine. Okay. I'm not sure if I've ever seen her look that worried before. Rarely, anyway. Yeah, something's up. Is there something wrong with it being night? Are you a werewolf? Are you a werewolf, Shizuka? Are you not telling me that? But we've always been fine before. Could it be the area? Okay, so I glance over at Sienna, but she doesn't look very happy either. Why? Oh, well, we're a powerful group. I'm sure we can handle whatever might go wrong. Hopefully. I sigh again. I seem to be doing that a lot lately. Being an adventurer sounds fun, but then when you get right down to it, it's hella stressful. Yes, indeed. Oh, no! Huh. Oh, okay, so she was just saying how the majority of the time we walked, but like by then, it was already getting nighttime, so by the time we reached the temple and try to make our way back, it'll just get really dark. Okay, never mind. Yes, alright. Shortly after that, we finally arrive at the shrine. Yay. Sienna begins to walk through the gate, but then stops and looks back at us. Why? We can't go in? You guys aren't coming? Oh, I guess not. I am sorry, but I do not share your beliefs. Ugh, I have no need. Same for me. We're all atheists. Sorry. Oh, alright. I'll just be a few minutes then. Take your time, yeah. We'll just chill out here. Sienna walks off through the gate, being careful to avoid the center. Why? Oh, maybe it's just a religious thing. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Hikaru and Shizuka immediately strike up a discussion as if they were waiting for her to leave. Hikaru? Yes, Lady Shizuka. Yes. While I was in town yesterday, I heard grave news. Oh no, what? Hikaru's demeanor shifts to one of utmost seriousness, and I grow concerned. Why? More demons? What could be so bad as to shake Shizuka? Shizuka takes a deep breath. Why? It seems that the Weaver of Time has gone mad. Oh, well, there's Tsuneka. I was beginning to worry that, you know, she's non-existent in this realm. Tsuneka no Mikoto. Yes, she nods. This must be the point in time Hikaru met her, and did whatever he did to piss her off so badly. Yes, what did you do to her? Tsuneka only divulged a little bits of information about what Hikaru might have done, and just the most of it that we got from her was that he made her forget or unable to exact revenge on the people who killed her lover, kind of thing. I think so. I don't know how he did it, but that's what he did. So they say that she is destroying livestock, crops. There are reports of entire villages disappearing, though I cannot say if any of it is true. It probably is, because knowing her. If it is, then we must stop her, of course. It is not so easy to stop a raging goddess, even for me. Yes, indeed. And this is Tsuneka no Mikoto. I do not fully know her power, but I am aware of the stories. They do not change the solution. But if the Weaver of Time has gone truly insane, then we are the best people to stop her. Yeah, but I mean, no matter what, we cannot let innocent people die while we save ourselves. True, yeah, but there's no point to having power if you do not use it to help those you can. I see. I expected nothing less from you, in truth, but I wanted you to understand the situation and who we're dealing with. I do. We should begin traveling to her last known location as soon as possible. What about me? But what about Sienna? Hikaru, don't fight her. Hikaru, I mean... But what about Sienna? What about me? But what about me? What about moi? What do you want me to do? Hell, I can go toe-to-toe against her, even if it's 3v1. I highly doubt that means anything to her. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, are we going... I mean, I don't know if we should talk about Sienna, because I feel like we, after we were done with Sienna's business, we take her back to the village. That's where they would plan to go off and to try to trace down, Tsuneka, but I don't know. I feel like Hikaru's too much of a hothead at the moment to see reason for this. He's like, but why? Why should I not fight her if she's the one who's going around killing innocent people? Am I just gonna stand there and do nothing kind of thing? That's against his morals. I don't know. What about me? I think that's selfish of me, no? I think that would be selfish of... Oh, but the thing is that I come from a time where Tsuneka just totally fucked your shit up, so hello, what about me? Yeah, what about me? What about me? Is it okay if I go with you? Normally, I would not bring anyone with us for such a dangerous task, but you are a sorceress and you do not have anywhere else to go. Yes, well, so I would just say, help only as much as you feel comfortable with, but any help is appreciated, okay? I do not like the idea of risking either of you. My heart skips a beat at this before I can chastise it. But I respect both of you and your abilities. I would be honored to fight alongside you both. Okay, I'm glad to hear that you're so confident in me, but I never thought I'd hear something like that in real life, or that it sounds so romantic. Ugh, no, stop it, Hana. Just stop that. Please do not tell Sienna about this. I would prefer not to upset her. Oh, I feel like that's something he would say if we said, what about Sienna? I think so, yeah. Tell me about what? Oh, we turn to see that Sienna has come back from the shrine. Well, I wanted to avoid telling you, but since you overheard some... Oh, well, he's just gonna say it. We have to leave tomorrow immediately after we get you back to your village. Yeah, I would figure they would do that. They're not gonna just leave her at this moment here at the temple and, make her walk back by herself. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I know I told you we would stay for a few days at least. He lied just like that, huh? Well, I guess it technically isn't a lie. Yeah, he's telling a half-truth. Oh, I see. Well, it can't be helped, right? Well, she's so understanding. Honestly, I'm just happy I even got to see you again and spend this much time with you. Oh no! Another poor soul drawn to Hikaru's charms. So, let's get going then. There's a nice place to camp nearby. Okay. Before anyone can say anything else, Sienna is strolling off into the forest, and we have no choice but to follow her. Okay, I guess we campin'. Aw, isn't this very nice? It's like a pasture with a mountain backdrop and a little lake. Oh, nice. Hikaru went to gather wood for the campfire while we set about preparing the campsite. Having magic is seriously convenient at times like this, since you can just start a fire with that instead of actual effort. I know. That's the only benefits. Yet they still don't have smartphones. Or Wi-Fi, for that matter. When Hikaru returns with the firewood, we set about cooking the food we bought from town. Okay, so all of us except for Shizuka, who finishes drawing a chalk line on the ground. What are you doing? Carefully following the chalk line, she places crystals into the ground around us. Oh, is it like a protective barrier? Sienna watches her with interested eyes, but me... I feel sweat bead on the back of my neck as I remember. Oh yes, oh no, she's having PTSD. Yes. Mother snaps her fingers. As if I was a marionette on strings, my body plays along, sitting up on its own. I can see a strange chalk circle outline on the ground around us. Her heels click against the stone. She walks to something that looks like an altar of some sort. Please explain, what have you done to me? Why? How? I can see her eyes dart towards me momentarily as she continues to work. She places various crystals along the chalk outline. My heart is beating impossibly fast. I try to stay as calm as I possibly can. I suppose I should explain, it's only fair. She stops and looks at me. I am a sorceress! I am many things. My true name is Shizuka. I am the last living sorceress. Yes, a mistake rendered me cursed, unable to die. Unfortunately. I feel nauseous and lightheaded. Well, there's a lake right there, so, you know. Nature's washroom. I stumble back a little and almost fall, but Hikaru's right there, steadying me. Are you feeling alright, Hana? No, yeah. I stand up on my own and turn away from Shizuka. I fret on the inside, but I know that ignoring it will only make it worse. Why don't you just go for a walk, you know? So instead I go ahead and ask what I want to know. Why is she doing that? Is it a ritual? Hikaru glances at Shizuka and then back to me. Sometimes she does place protections when we are in particularly dangerous areas. Okay, yeah, I figured. I did not know this was one of them, but I have never ventured outside of Miyazawa in this direction before. Hikaru lowers his voice. I can guess what you might be thinking, and I can assure you that Shizuka means you no harm. Oh, so he gets me, because, you know, we told him about it. And even if she did, I would not let anything happen to you. Oh! Thank you. Oh! Thank you. Yes! My anxiety remains, at least about sleeping in such an apparently dangerous area. But I'm too scared to even approach Shizuka, much less ask her. In the end, her preparations take the rest of the time until dinner is ready. Wow. Okay. Let's tell ghost stories! We all gather around the campfire to eat our dinner. I begin to think about our unusual situation. I've never done anything like this before, camping on a mountain under the stars. I mean, it's nice and lovely. Very romantic. It feels kind of cozy, like some kind of weird family. Yes. I stare into the dancing flames of the bonfire. I wonder who would be who in the family. Well, Shizuka's obviously mom. I don't know about Hikaru, because I can't call him dad, because I don't want to think of him that way. But, you know, Sienna can be my sister. And maybe Sienna, Shizuka, and I will all be sisters. Oh, I guess. No. No, that'd make Hikaru a brother, or the protagonist of some kind of weird harem. Harem. Yeah, harem. Harem, yes. I don't know why I even rolled my R there. I hold in a laugh at the idea. Still, it feels nice, deceptively so. Yes, I could almost get used to living in this time. Shizuka is unexpectedly comforting, like a reliable older sister. Or maybe this is what she would have been like as a better mother? Maybe, I don't know. But then why is she so cold to me anyway? I have so many questions still. First and foremost though, even if the gods have been silent, I can't forget my mission is to get Hikaru's last soul fragments, right. I just wouldn't mind if it took a lot longer to do so. It's ooh, had something in my throat. It's not like time is ticking for me in my world, probably, or like my body is aging. Hikaru's smooth, deep voice interrupts my thoughts then. Oh, Lady Shizuka. Oh, yes, Hikaru. May I ask you why you placed wards around our campsite tonight? Ooh, so he's the one to break to the question, huh? Yes, Shizuka. Why? Why did you do that? Why?
Why?
A look of something like fear flits across Shizuka's face. I feel my stomach tighten into a ball. Sienna only stares down into the fire, her already pale face growing even paler. Guys, come on! If there's some ghoulies out there that I should be aware of, then like, you need to tell me. Lady Shizuka? As fear settles upon Shizuka's countenance, a thin whisper, almost lost in the night winds, carries a single word to my ears. Gasha Dokuro. Gasha Dokuro. Who the fuck? Who this? Whom's the fuck? Gasha... here. What? A small nod from the last sorceress is enough to cause a cloud of anxiety to fall over the group. Gasha Dokuro... Gasha Dokuro. Is that some kind of monster? Maybe. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mention it because I did want to make anyone nervous. Well, too bad. I thought we'd be back before nightfall, but I took too long and we left too late and I'm... Guys, Sienna, it is not your fault, yeah. I mean, I overslept, and we probably left until like around noon, you know? Everything is alright. We will all be fine. Hopefully. What was a cozy atmosphere has been changed into nothing but 4 people in the middle of the wilderness. And this is why I don't like camping. Huddling together against the dangers that lie within the night. I spent a lot of time outside of Japan. Long story. Okay. Could someone explain what those are? Yeah. Even though if it's got Shizuka scared, I doubt I really want to know. Yes. But I need to, because I need to prepare myself, you know? Both of the women look too nervous to speak, so after a moment Hikaru begins to answer my question. Okay. Gasha Dokuro, yes. Are horrifying giant skeletons. They are said to be 15 times taller than the average human. Oh! I imagine like the whole, like, what's it called? Like the thing that like Sasuke summons whenever he goes into like that like thing mode. I forgot. It's been a while since I watched Naruto. But that thing, that giant ass thing that protects him supposedly. Except I think it's covered in like samurai armor or some shit, unless, you know, the lower basic level of it is just a skeleton that's on fire. So they can turn invisible and they're said to be indestructible. Oh, oh well. They are said to be an amalgamation of all the bones of people who died in the wilderness. Oh, that sounds lovely. Whether starvation or in battle without being given the proper funeral rites. Oh. This monstrosity roams certain areas in the darkest hours of the night. Snatching travelers and biting off their heads to drink their spraying blood. Well, I did say we should tell ghost stories. I did say, but now I'm getting it. Me and my big mouth. Damn. Be careful what you wish for. It is said the only sound before they attack is the sound of loud ringing in your ear. Well, oh, Hikaru, there's a loud ringing in my ear. Please don't. I'm scared. Hikaru blinks as if not realizing how into his own story he had gotten. He clears his throat. Sorry. I exhale, letting out the breath I didn't know I'd been holding. Ah, that bastard, was he trying to scare us? Maybe. In his sardonic humor, you know. Since Shizuka has already put up wards, then we've done all we can. So, could we maybe talk about something else then? Are there any nice demons that exist in this world? Sure, but what do you want to talk about? Oh, I don't know. I think my eyes fall on Shizuka, but I can't think of anything appropriate to ask her. A certain topic does come to mind, however, and I tried to think of how to phrase it so it won't alarm Sienna. Well, when we were in town, I thought I heard someone mention some kind of weaver of time. Do any of you guys know more about that person? Hikaru's eyes narrow at me. I'm really pushing the line here. What? I didn't tell her anything. Well, you're very close to. He sighs and begins to speak anyway. I have heard of her. We met her and her lover once on our travels. Okay. We as in you and Shizuka. Yes. Yes. There are stories that they live in whatever place and time period they choose, so I never imagined that I would meet them. Yes. But they are settled in Japan right now. We met them briefly as fellow travelers in a town. Oh, okay. So I was finishing my purchase of some magical supplies for our travels when I felt an immense energy nearby. Okay. Did you feel that? Yes. Do you feel that? The force. There's a disturbance in the force. Just for a moment, but yes. That was huge. Indeed, I hope it is not a threat. Well, will be. I am not certain, but I think it was of a divine nature. Here. Yes, here. I finished my exchange and stepped away, scanning the crowds around us. I wondered if there might be gods in our midst, and hoped they were not enemies. There she is. This is when I saw her standing right beside me. A tiny thing, she looked as if she were a young girl more than a goddess. But there was something about her that made me certain she was no ordinary mortal. Of course not. Hello! You two are such sharp ones, aren't you? She spoke with a strange accent that I could not place. Some gods do, but the Weaver's was undoubtedly one of the strongest I have ever heard. Yes. Are you what we think you are? I don't know. Am I a mind reader now? Well, I suppose I might be one. But it is a bit rude to presume that I might want to waste time doing that, isn't it? At any rate, I am what you see. I am what you sense. That historic enough for ya? Hikaru exhales deeply. Can none of your kind be remotely normal? Oh my gosh. Oh, my feelings are hurt. A half-breed god traveling with one of Grandpa's emo's offspring doesn't think I'm normal. How dare you speak that way to Lady Shizuka? Well, you're the one who threw some shade out first, so she's just giving it right back to you. She's got that clapback game strong. A calm, deep voice cut through the impending argument. It was then I realized there was not just one god before us, but two. Can we see him? He had been standing close by the entire time without me noticing, it seemed. Oh! Tsuneka. I didn't imagine Tokyo to be like this for some odd reason. I don't even know what. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Tsuneka. The large man's hand sank down to Tsuneka's shoulder, giving it a loving squeeze. I was in shock, realizing who the two must be then. Yeah. Not only had we stumbled upon gods whom are so rarely found in human realms, but we had found the only two known time gods to exist in our lifetime. He looks like a regular old, surfer in California. There's no need to out these people's identities or be cruel to them. Seeing the way he spoke to the tiny goddess, I knew this god's name must be Tokyo no Mikoto, the Keeper of Time. Okay. He looked at us then, and I immediately felt a warm feeling of comforting staring into his eyes. Unlike the sharp goddess, Tokyo's eyes radiate safety and gentleness. Okay. Well met. It's always an interesting experience to meet people who know of us. I wonder that it is mere coincidence that we were able to meet two time travelers in the right place and location. Perhaps it is indeed fate. It's good to return to our own time period every now and then. You certainly don't dress like you are from this time period. It can be lonely in others, knowing that we will be forgotten when we leave. I can only imagine. Yes. Tokyo looked down at his lover with a gentle, love-filled expression I can hardly pay justice to in words. My love, would you like to invite these people to eat with us? I'm sure they'll provide entertaining discussion. Yeah, sure. It's like a switch in what's it called? Daenerys and Daenerys and Drogo. Oh gosh. So you just went and had a meal with a couple of gods? Well, why not? Yes, it was a memorable experience, I can imagine. Yes, they shared with us tales of their experiences in the future and past ages, and we in turn talked about some of our experiences. Oh, okay, that's great. Wow, it's almost hard to believe you could yeah. Wow, it's almost hard to believe you could just casually meet them like that. By the way, what did Tokyo mean by it can be lonely in other time periods? Divine magic dictates that order must be preserved. Yes, Tokyo and Tsuneka decide to spend their lives living in different time periods across the ages. But whatever they change, they must restore. Okay, oh. No matter what happens, no one can remember them outside of their real time period. Okay, yeah. So, like, they really only have each other. Like, they don't got no friends. I see, that is pretty sad. Well, except for maybe them two. Like, they could have been all friends because they are from this original time period. So it's like, oh. And I think it explains why Tsuneka seems so thrilled with screwing up the other timelines. We talk a bit more about this and that, but my mind... I read that weird. So, we talk a bit more about this and that, but my mind never really strays from the story Shizuka and Hikaru told about the two time gods. Yeah. Everything makes a little more sense now, hearing about how much they seem to love each other. I can't help but wonder what it would feel like to lose my other half. What it would be like to feel the pain she must have gone through. I'm guessing it just now happened in this timeline then. Yes, it did. The thought of soon facing Tsuneka at the peak of her rage and fury puts my stomach into knots. Yes, but eventually we put out the campfire and I'll lie down to sleep, and hopefully no Dokuro shit. Yeah. Hopefully. Ugh. Okay. I can't sleep. Well, of course not. I wouldn't either. With the threat of the Gashidokuro lurking nearby and the coming fight against Tsuneka, I just can't sleep. Yes. After turning over on the hard ground about 50 times, I decide to get up and stretch. In doing so, I see a dark figure sitting on the edge of the barrier. At the edge of the barrier, they sit right by the sakura trees. Their figures silhouetted against the moonlight. Is it Hikaru? Is he on guard duty? My heart stops for a moment as I try to figure out what I'm seeing, but then the figure turns toward me. Oh, it's Shizuka. Okay. Seeing familiar vivid green eyes against the night, I realize that Shizuka is still awake. I hesitate for only a moment before walking over to her. Mimicking her, I kneel and sit beside the woman who will one day be my mother. You couldn't sleep either? Nah. Shizuka shakes her head. Yeah. I can never sleep when Gashidokuro are nearby. Yes. Are you on guard then? Yes. Yes, I often am. I do not always mention it, but I try my best to watch over Hikaru when I can. And now there are all of you. And now there are all of you too, so I could not possibly sleep on a night like this. Aww. That's sweet, but don't you get tired the next day? Maybe not. I am only human, so yes, but there are some spells to help with staying up all night. Really, I wish I had that in college. Right now. You have to teach me those then. I bet they'd be useful for when I procrastinate my schoolwork too long. Yep. Shizuka gives me a little smile, and I have a nostalgic rush of affection for this woman. The feeling confuses me. I know I shouldn't feel this way, but oh come on. It doesn't hurt to get to know your mom, you know? Like, find out her true motives and shit. Maybe come to empathize with her. She used to smile so much more when I was little, but those smiles grew colder and less frequent as time went on. To see her smile at me like this, it's strange, confusing. Well, that was before she decided to use you to transfer her curse onto, you know. She's the woman that raised me, or she will be anyway. Mind if I keep you company? I don't know if I can sleep tonight myself. Not at all, I would be happy for you two. A comfortable silence falls between us. Yes. We both look up at the starlight dancing through between the branches of the sakura trees. Ah, pretty. Eventually, Shizuka is surprisingly the one to break the silence. I know that being in a completely different time than your own must be difficult, Hana. How have you been doing? I've been fine. Not as badly as I thought. I mean, I am used to way more comfort and convenience in my life. In my clothes and shoes, in what I get to eat, and when I want to know something. I've probably got bruises all over from sleeping on the ground, but, you know, whatever. But, I don't really get views like these in Tokyo in my time. Oh, I guess it would have been called Edo. It would have been called Edo now. Yeah. That small fishing village. Yes. I guess. It's nothing like that now. It's one of the biggest, most famous cities in the world. It has taller buildings than the eye can see, and at night the city sparkles. It's beautiful. Yes. Wow, it is somewhat hard to believe, but I think I am proud for Japan. Yes. You are lucky to live in such an incredible place. Yes. Yes, still though, the buildings and lights are too tall. They block out amazing views like this one. Even though things are often uncomfortable, I feel like it's worth it if I get to experience such amazing things. I am happy then. That it has been a positive experience for you so far. Yes, so far, yes. We lapsed into silence again. I find myself experiencing a myriad of feelings. Yeah. Happiness at getting to be like this with my mother, but resentment too, that the future Shizuka is much different. Shizuka turns to me and wordlessly looks at me for a few moments, but before I can ask her why, she begins to speak. Maybe she knows. Maybe she already knows. May I ask you something, Hana? Oh, go ahead. Why is it that you look so much like me? If not for the eyes, we could be called twins. So she's asking? Yes. I mean, like, she's not dumb. Oh, should I tell her? Oh gosh. I look down at my hands resting in my lap, fingers gripping at the kimono fabric. Here's my chance to tell Shizuka everything, but will that change the future? That's the thing. Do I want to take it? As I look at Shizuka, I realize that more than anything, I'm nervous to tell her the tale. Am I afraid she'll start being cold to me once she knows? I take a deep breath and begin to tell her the everything. Oh god, the everything. She's doing it. Oh no. Everything about who I am and what she's done. Oh well, okay. I guess at least, you know, good for me, because I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, it's a 50-50 split. The deeper into the story I go, the more Shizuka frowns. Yeah. So you are a homunculus, one that I created to be my daughter. One to, yes, use as a sacrifice, almost. To push my powers onto, and yeah. She takes a deep breath and glances back toward our sleeping companions. The curse. You know about the curse. Yes. Shizuka looks up at the stars with a frown. How did you get this curse anyways? Yes. I hold my breath and brace myself for her reaction. But I couldn't have predicted it. Did she hug you? I am sorry for what I have done to you. I cannot fully understand my future self's reasons. You just fell in love with a man that you really love, you know? Like you would do anything to be with him. But for you to continue to exist, to be able to come here and do all this, it means I must do it. She sighs and closes her eyes. Yeah. We are locked in a time loop. There's no way out of doing it. So I must take my dream of having a daughter and twist it like this. Oh no. My chest feels heavy at her words. Shizuka looks down at her hands. I cannot imagine why I would do such a thing, to even consider it. Especially after knowing you like this. Yeah. Oh no, Mom. She looks up at me with a smile, seemingly endless tears falling from those also familiar green eyes. I want to say something, but I find that I have to choke back a sob of my own. If I must become a monster to bring you to your destiny. She looks so sad, my heart feels as if it's breaking, but she does not waver. If I must become a monster, then so be it. I will do what I must for you. Shizuka pauses, and when she speaks again, her voice sounds so much smaller. And while I can, may I... She stops. What? Yes? Gently, I urge her to continue. Can you be my mother and love me like a daughter? Then yes, Mom, yes! May I call you my daughter and give you the love that I wasn't able to, even if only for now? Yes! Yes, Mom, yes! I'd like to try it at least. Mom, the last word remains unspoken, and I can't yet bring myself to call her that, not quite. From your story, I would assume that the future me has not told you much about my past. No, not really. I nod. Whatever the future you has told me about anything magical or yourself, it was only very briefly during the ritual. I see. Would it be okay for me to tell you my story and past? Yeah, sure. Yes, I'm all for it. Are you sure? Shizuka nods. I feel it only right that you should know. You deserve to know. Yes, I do. Like, I ain't gonna deny that. Then yes, of course, I would love to hear it. Okay, here we go! So a gust of wind blows through, suddenly creating a delicate pink rain of cherry blossom petals. Shizuka reaches out, letting the petals dance between her fingers. I was born as the eldest child of a master swordsmith. My father was a very skilled craftsman, and I loved to watch him work. Yes, we heard this one from Hikaru. But when I became old enough to be of any use, I loved helping him where I could. Okay. She chuckles sadly. My mother hated that. She wanted me to help around the house, to help with my little brothers. My father, he would always smile when he saw me sneak in to watch him work. Ah, simple times, those simple days. Shizuka falls silent, her expression twisted in pain. If it's too painful to remember, that's very kind of you, but it is alright. We're your family too. I only regret that all I can give you is my memories of them. Aw, my parents, they would have liked to meet their granddaughter, that I'm sure of. I feel a sudden sharp pain in my heart. Oh no, my family. The very thought that I have a family somewhere, now forever lost to time. People I would never get to meet, people that Shizuka had to leave behind. My brothers were all so different, and yet they all loved nothing more than getting into trouble together. Running off to explore around the village together. I would be the one who had to run after them each time. As time went on and I grew older, I met the son of a samurai. Oh yes, we were quite taken with each other, and as things went, we were to be married. Well, the whole village celebrated our union, and I thought I would live a happy life with my new husband, but no, your husband turned out to be scum. But on our wedding night, my powers awakened. Yes, the moment he saw my suddenly green eyes, he screamed and grabbed his sword. I didn't understand what was happening, I didn't know why. I didn't want to die, Shizuka closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. I was terrified out of my mind. I don't know how I avoided his attacks. I didn't know anything back then. I couldn't fight. So I just ran and ran. I ran through the village where the people who I once knew and loved suddenly turned on me. They all tried to get at me. They were throwing stones and calling me sorceress, begging for forgiveness from the gods as they attacked me. What the hell? That's so fucked up. It's like they're throwing stones at her. They're like, but oh my god, please forgive us, Lord. Like, you know, do not smite us. I was nearly out of the village when I saw him, my father. I stopped. I couldn't run, not from him, not from my beloved father. But father didn't attack me. Of course not. I mean, he'd be real scum if he did. But like, you know, there are parents though that are like that. He just hugged me so tight and cried. Father, he told me he loved me, that he always would. That I will forever be his precious daughter, and he told me to run, and that he would tell everyone he killed me that my body fell into the river and got swept away. I didn't get to say goodbye. The angry mob was getting closer. I had to run. Her voice becomes so quiet that I can barely hear her. I'm so sorry, Father. If I hadn't been born the way I was. How did she get her a sorceress side then? Was it her mom or is it her father? What? I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just a roulette kind of thing. Where it's like Galen just was like, here, this child shall be a sorceress. Shizuka remains silent as tears continue to roll down her pale cheeks. In that moment, I realized that my own face has become stained with tears. It's then that I want to reach out to her. That I want to reach out and hug this sad, gentle woman who will one day become my mother. After I escaped what was my home, I wandered the lands trying to find somewhere safe for me to stay. I traveled at night, staying away from people where there were any. And one foggy night, I happened upon a shrine. There you go. That was weird. Even back then, it looked as ancient as the mountains. I was greeted by the guardians of the shrine, Yori, though at first he appeared to me as a wolf. Okay. He told me that the place was called Shiki Shrine. Oh yes, the Shiki Shrine! I've heard of the Shiki Shrine. That was where I was trying to find you originally, in like Takumi's route? Yes. He said that it existed between worlds and that it was a safe place for sorcerers and other forsaken creatures. Shiki Shrine is where I learned so much as a sorceress. I stayed there for a while before setting off to travel the world. Okay, Yori made me a special charm before I left, one that would help me understand anyone around the world. Oh, nice! Like magical translator. And so while I traveled, I helped anyone who needed it. Eventually, I made a name for myself. I made friends along the way, Hikaru being one. But due to a mistake on my part, I nearly died. Did you? No, I'm sure I was about to. Okay, I was with a friend at the time, and in trying to save me, I was cursed. By who? Yourself or your friend? The curse itself was not the intended result, but Shizuka sighs. I've always thought the curse might be of the permanent kind, and now, seeing that I had to transfer it, I am truly sorry for what I have done to you. Oh, well, that sucks. And I am so very sorry that I will have to do it. She accidentally cursed herself. Oh no. In a moment of near-death experience. God. Even with you here like this, I cannot change things for you. I'm sorry. That's fine. I nod. As much as I would love for things to be different, I also understand. Now, looking at Shizuka, I can't help but feel sorry for her. I feel like I finally have the full picture of it, and I must admit that I can't really judge her. How can I possibly judge her after what I myself have done? Oh yes, I've got many people killed. Thank you for telling me. I think I understand things a little better now. Yes, great. Thank you for hearing me out, and for sharing your tale as well. We fall silent once more, but it feels comfortable. And hopefully no Gosha Dokuro will show up and ruin this beautiful moment. And yet, I still can't shake the unsettling feeling gripping at my heart. Mother? Mother. Oh, yes? She's so happy! Aw, that's so cute. She's like, she called me mother! Oh my god! I feel nervous about what's going to happen with this fight with Tsuneka. Especially because I know that it's probably the cause of her anger later. I'm worried about Hikaru. Oh yeah, it is possible that we may lose Hikaru, as unlike us, he is mortal. And how do you feel about that? Well, she's like, oh, I don't know. I will do what I can to avoid losing yet another brother. Okay, a yawn escapes my lips and Shizuka only gives me a little smile. You should rest while you can. Yes, suddenly too tired to argue, I only nod. Okay, I guess I'll just crash here. Good night. I'm gonna nap right here. Good night. I get comfortable under the cherry blossom tree next to my mother. I quickly find myself falling asleep. The last thing I remember before slumber takes me is the feeling of a gentle hand stroking my hair. Aww. And a soft voice whispering goodnight. Aww. Yay! We had a heart-to-heart moment with our mom! Of course we would, because at some point it would happen. Okay, day 8! Day 8, and we are back in the village and no Gosha Dokuro incidents. Nice. It's the afternoon of my 8th day with Hikaru and Shizuka. We've made it back to Miyazawa village, and it has finally come time to part ways with Hikaru's friend, Sienna. Alright, as Sienna stands there looking like she wants to cry, I wonder just how close did the two become during Hikaru's stay here. Maybe it's a little one-sided, you know. Hikaru, be safe, okay? Like, take care of yourself, okay? I understand if you can't come back to see me for a while, or even forever, but wherever you're going, I hope that you're always safe and happy. Hopefully, you know. Thank you, Sienna. I will do my best. I have people to protect after all, and I promise that I will come back someday as soon as I can. Sienna gives Hikaru a hug and he embraces her in return. Aw. I hope you make good on both promises. Alright. So Sienna and Hikaru separate and Sienna bows to both Shizuka and I. Thank you both for all your help. I had a lot of fun with all of you. Yes. Please take care of Hikaru. I hope you have safe travels. Yes. Sayonara. Sayonara. Bye. Sienna's voice breaks on her last word, and almost immediately she turns away. Aw, she's cute. She starts running down the path as our eyes follow her shrinking form. Hikaru stares after her, a deep sadness in his eyes. I wonder if he'll ever see her again. Yeah. At least, she's lucky that he'll always remember her. I guess, that's what I assume. After replenishing our supplies, Hikaru, Shizuka, and I begin our journey. Down the mountain. Down these god-awful long-ass steps. Jesus. Towards Tsuneka. Yes. I picked up some more information on the situation in town, and dropped a little too. What do you mean? Did you find out exactly what's going on? I did. Oh, apparently Tsuneka's lover has been killed. Yeah, no shit. Tokyo. Yes. Suddenly everything makes sense. Well, yes. Did we not? You don't get to even fucking touch him. Yes. Yeah. She's yelling at me because she's angry. You honestly thought I'd let you touch him after you let those disgusting humans get away with murder? Is she somehow protective over Hikaru at some point? I feel like it, but at the same time she really hates him. I don't know, I forgot. You're the reason, yes, that I lost track of those who took him away from me. You're the reason I can't avenge Tokyo. Yes, we've heard. You can't possibly know the pain of losing the other part of your soul. Yes. She's very mad. So we're going to stop Tsuneka, who apparently thinks she's avenging Tokyo. The only thing we don't know how is... yeah, the only thing we don't know is how exactly Tokyo was killed. I don't really know how to feel about all that, so I asked Hikaru instead. Or why he was killed, for that matter. What could possibly kill a god? You can't kill a god, you just seal them away. But Hikaru shakes his head, yes. I don't know the details, just that the few that escaped her wrath have said that she was yelling his name. Okay. There are ways for gods to die. Not many, but other than being killed by another god, there are certain objects. So it is likely Tokyo was killed by another god or one of these objects. Oh, okay. The question is why, yes, and how. Thinking of gods killing each other, it's terrifying. Yeah, so it is. I can't help but feel bad for Tsuneka though. Yeah, I mean, I do too. Like, why? Like, Tokyo seemed like a really nice guy. Like, who wants to go after him? She's in pain. But still, she is hurting innocent people for it. Right, I can't abide by that either. Right, of course not. Hikaru nods. I agree, I pity her. But she is a goddess. She should be using her power to protect people, not destroy them. Those people had nothing to do with Tokyo's death. Yeah, true, but have you met Greek gods, though? It is likely this is a divine matter. But according to stories, Tsuneka never has seemed the most... But according to stories, Tsuneka never has seemed to be never seemed the most devout, kind, nor stable goddess. Okay, so she was a loose cannon anyways. It is possible this event has broken her psyche entirely. Yes, going through traumatic experiences, losing someone who was the other half of her soul. Not all of us can get through painful experiences whole, yeah. We all grimly nod, no doubt thinking about our own past. Still, if she's killing people, then I get it. I get why we have to stop her. Where is she? Since she is a goddess, she can essentially travel anywhere she wants to. Plus, on top of being the weaver of time, like Jesus. That is why I thought luring her would be the best solution. Oh really? And how would you do that? I put out some information that her lover's killer was hiding in a nearby cave. Oh! I do not know if it will work, but it is our only chance of getting near her. Oh my gosh. Yes, this cave is one I happened to find only by accident myself, many years ago. Oh, yeah? It is said if you go inside, you will never come out alive, so hardly anyone visits. I investigated and found out there is simply a seemingly endless drop-off inside. Oh, so people just didn't watch where they were going. Sounds terrifying. Yes, but a perfect place to seal a goddess. Seal? Is that what we're going to do? Well, yeah, but not it's like we have the power to kill her. We will be unable to kill her. Oh, yeah, whatever. That sentence is weird. Yeah, but can't kill her. After I discussed it with Shizuka, we agreed this was the only option. I hope it works. I mean, she's free in my timeline after all. It is all we can do, yes. I have acquired the spell required to seal a god. Okay. I mean, maybe perhaps through this, like, even though in the future she got away, like, she escaped, but, like, through this experience, we will be able to know how to seal her again? Maybe? Maybe? So I will spend our rest time while we travel preparing and studying it. Okay, we cannot afford to make any mistakes. Of course not. Having discussed our plan made up on a hope and a prayer, we continue on our way. Okay. On a hope and a prayer. Day 9! Day 9. There we go. Let's go. So for the next day and a half, we would travel to the cave where my journey would end. To the cave? Oh, really? Shizuka... What the fuck? Oh, there we go. I don't even know why that happened. What's happening? Shizuka studies, I practice, and we all prepare for the upcoming fight. But I can't stop the growing heavy feeling in my heart. Why? What's wrong? Oh, that's it! That's literally day 9! Oh, well, I guess I can understand why day 8 and 9 were grouped together. Anyways, day 10! Let's go. Okay, so we skip to the juicy bits, where we're like, yes, let's go seal Tsuneka, my correction. Hana's log, day 10. It's dawn of my final day with Hikaru and my mother. Okay, yeah. We got to the area surrounding the cave half a day ago. With nothing else to do, we camped out in a nearby field. Shizuka and Hikaru were certain that Tsuneka wouldn't be hiding her energy in the state she was in, and said they'd be able to sense it. Okay. My own sensing is still fledgling at this time, but I'm certain I'll be able to feel such a massive power too. It's got us all tense, and we didn't talk much in the past day, other than to discuss our plan and battle tactics. Now, at dawn, as I become accustomed to waking, I find myself taking a walk before even Shizuka is awake. Wow. However, Hikaru was missing when I woke. Oh, where is he? I wonder where he is. I could have sworn I heard Shizuka and him having an argument last night. Oh no. But that was probably just a dream. They get along so well, I've never seen them fight. Well, that doesn't mean they don't fight at all, you know? In fact, it seems like they're pretty much the polar opposite of me and Hikaru. Something in me isn't worried, though. I feel almost as if I can sense him nearby. Subconsciously, I know that that's where my aimless feet are headed, directly to him. Oh, within minutes, I find that I'm right when I see a form. I find that I'm right when I see a form with long dark hair before me. I pause a moment before walking toward him. Hikaru is facing the approaching dawn rather than me. But he doesn't startle when I walk up next to him. The music stopped. I'm a little anxious. What's wrong? We don't say anything for a while, only letting the wind blow between us. Then Hikaru begins to speak. Okay. Do you feel it too? A disturbance in the force? Sure. I think so. This ominous feeling. I am not sure what it is or what will happen here. I can only guess at it. Yes. There's no way to stop her, is there? No, not permanently. There is a ritual to seal her away, but she wouldn't allow that to happen a second time. Yes. I think that we'll succeed in sealing her. At least that's what's supposed to happen. I have no idea if my presence messed anything up. It's hard to say what carries over. The Hikaru I know didn't even know me, so... Are you certain? Yes. I don't know. I don't know where my place is, huh? Perhaps you've just made a new future where I'll remember you? Perhaps. You know, that's optimistic thinking. Timelines are not something I'm familiar with, not when chaos is involved. I am just saying, who knows what will happen, yes. But I feel I am glad I met you. Oh. You are very courageous, thank you, to have done everything you have for me, jumping right into the affairs of the gods with little knowledge. And now you have traveled with us in an unfamiliar period of time without complaint, helping however you can. Even now you stand with us before a battle with a goddess. Well, I kinda don't really have a choice. Well, it's not like I really had a choice in any of this, right? And if there's a way to help someone, then I have to do it. I'm such a good person. But you did. You always have the choice to do it. But you did. You always have the choice to do nothing. To do nothing, to run away. True. You're right. But you never have. And that attitude is exactly what I admire about you. Aw. Those powers were forced on you. Your training was forced on you. Seneca forced this situation on you. But you took it like a champ. Yeah, yet you did not run. Yes. You could have returned to your own time, or refused to come with us. Or simply complained and cried the whole way, yeah. But I ain't a little bitch, so okay? I got balls. But instead, you've been doing your best. You have never been handed a fair deal in life. Even your existence was created for a preordained destiny. Perhaps it's true you cannot escape any of it. But you have handled it admirably. Thank you. Always trying to improve yourself, endure, and help others however you can. Hikaru reaches out to touch my hot cheek. His hand feels so cool against my heated skin, and I dearly hope he can't tell I'm blushing. Why are you saying this stuff all of a sudden? I don't like it. It feels like you're saying goodbye. I do not know why I am saying this. Perhaps I am saying goodbye, but it makes me feel comforted to think that someone like you is on my side. Because I know you will never give up. And it makes me happy to think that one day in the far future we will meet again. Hopefully with you awake, because, you know, I need your soul peace. Thank you, Hana, for all that you've done and will do for me. I do not know that I deserve it, but I appreciate it. Hikaru pulls back his hand, but in a sudden surge of emotion, I grasp it. But you do deserve it. You said all those things about me, but I think you're even better. Because you did have a choice. You could have chosen... Yeah, you could have taken your powers and done nothing with them, or even done evil things like Seneca. But in every timeline I've met you, every single version of you was doing your best to help people. You don't deserve all that bad shit that's happened to you, right? You're only trying your best. You're always helping everyone to the best of your ability, no matter when or where or who you are. Even despite the scary moments and the painful losses in your past, you kept going. You're the true hero. You're the true hero here. Yes, Hana. I tighten my grip on Hikaru's hand, not quite sure what I myself am doing as I begin to tear up. I'm very emotional. Hikaru, I have a bad feeling about the ceiling. I've learned so much, but I'm still not sure what happens here. I just want you to run away. Run far away from Tsuneka and her insanity, and she'll never set her sights on you. She'll never come after you. But I don't know if that's gonna change the future, like you said. Then you won't have to suffer through all the terrible things she's done. Then you won't have to die like that in the future. I don't even know if I can get your soul fragments. I don't even know if you're still alive. A finger is suddenly placed to my lips, and I instantly go silent in surprise. I don't know. Hikaru removes his fingers and then places a hand over his heart, closing his eyes. Oh! Hey! Were you just lying to me that you said you didn't know how to do it? I'm not sure what he's doing until a light surrounds his hand and coalesces into several soul fragments. These are... How? You said you couldn't! I could not, yet you are correct. I could not, you are correct. Okay. Then how? Yeah, how? I am able to communicate with my mother through our divine connection. Oh, I was able to ask her about the ritual for it last night. The box! It's been so long that I needed it that I almost forgot about it, right? I summoned the soul box. As soon as I open the lid, the soul fragments get sucked in and the box closes itself. With the fragments safely inside, the box disappears on its own in a burst of light. Huh? That doesn't normally happen? Maybe it got transferred back to, like, you know, Haruka. I owe you an apology. Oh, what? What for? Because I did not trust you at first. No, that's fine. I thought of you only as a vile illusion, some sort of evil doppelganger of Lady Shizuka. Well, I wouldn't blame you. I thought you were only here to misguide us, to hurt the woman I love. So you do love her, but she don't love you like that. His words shake me, making me feel sick down to my core. But I realized that I already knew since the moment I saw them together. I knew that Shizuka was the woman Hikaru loved. Yes, and, you know, Tsuneka alluded to that fact too when she first attacked us. Oh, well, I don't entirely blame you for that. You didn't know who I was. Yeah, but I did not give you a chance either. And after all that you have been doing for me, I treated you badly. Well, it's not like you were a total asshole. You were just cold. That's it. Not only that, but I could have spoken to my mother back then, on the first night. Oh, it does take some effort and focus, and she does not always answer right away, but I did not even try. Why not? Because you didn't trust me? I guess so, yeah. Hikaru nods, yeah. I did not want to give my soul fragments over to someone I did not trust. Not even if it's from a future Hikaru's soul. I think that's understandable too. Yeah, exactly. I understand. And it seems like the ritual wouldn't have worked anyway if you didn't trust me. Right. That is true, but still, you are very kind to understand and forgive so easily. Well, yes, this I can forgive, but like anything else, is like, you know, I'm reasonable, okay? I'm a very reasonable person. Right back at ya. Hana, now that you have my fragments, you should be able to leave, right? Well, normally, yes. But this is the first time my entire body was pulled along and Galen isn't even answering. Yeah, wait. Yeah, this is the first time my entire body was pulled along and Galen still isn't answering. Yeah. I'm surprised you were able to reach your mother. 'Cause your mother was caught between a rock and a hard place. Maybe you could ask her to send me back now? But, oh. No, I want to stay here till this fight is over at least. So you better not pull me out in the middle of the fight again. You hear that, Galen? I would prefer not to risk you or Lady Shizuka if possible. That's sweet, but I'm staying. I can fight too, you know. You said it yourself. I won't stop trying to help if there's something I can do. That's who I am. I'm well aware, yes. But then you have to accept my decision not to run away from this fight. Yes. It doesn't seem like him to. Even if it ends in a bad future for me. I can't let innocence get hurt. I won't stop trying to help if there's something I can do. That's who I am. Accept the decision, press the issue. No, I'm gonna accept it. Like, I accept it. I sigh. Fine, I have no choice but to accept your decision. I respect you too much to do otherwise. Yes. I won't try to control your life or tell you what to do. Exactly. Even if it is a stupid decision. Thanks. Oh, there we go. An intense, oppressive feeling suddenly vibrates through my entire body. Guess who's here? My skin prickles and my hair stands on end. A grim expression spreads across Hikaru's face. Is it Tsuneka? Yes, who else? Hikaru nods. She's here. Yep. She's here. We went to wake Shizuka only to find that she was already up when we got back to the campsite. Great! Of course, just like us, she had felt Tsuneka's presence. The three of us had run lightning fast to the cave, taking benefit of Hikaru's winds to push us along. Now we stand outside of the entrance. Okay, now what? It's clear from the screams of rage that Tsuneka is already inside. Oh no, it's terrifying facing her again, but well, what now? I've been trained and I've survived everything she's managed to do, right? And I have powerful people I love by my side. I can do this. I can help them. Hopefully. I'm a little surprised by my own admission of love, but I shove it to the back of my mind. There's no time to talk, but we manage to share a tense glance. Okay, what's the plan? It's time. Yes, it is. I can tell that at this moment we're all in sync with each other, with the same feelings and thoughts. Hikaru leads us in. Okay, Tsuneka! Tsuneka's crazed screams echo through the cave as soon as we enter. I see only a flash before Hikaru stands in front of us in his demigod form. In his god form. There. Tsuneka no Mikoto! Yes, announce your arrival! His deeper than usual voice thunders through the cavern, and I have to place a hand on my heart. Cause you done gave me a big frighten. Gods are terrifying, yes. I ignore everything in telling me to run and stay where I am. There she is. And within moments, Tsuneka warps into view before us. I stagger back from the force of her presence. The heat in the air from her energy makes me feel as if I'm going to incinerate on contact. Shizuka immediately throws up a barrier that relieves the heat and pressure. Wow, she's so strong. They all are. You are the ones who took him away? No. How dare you deceive us? Tsuneka throws a hand towards Hikaru, summoning a giant orb to her small hand. I can feel the heat even through Shizuka's barrier. As Tsuneka launches the light orb at Hikaru, I throw up my own barrier to protect him. Hikaru puts up his hand at the same time, and the orb collides into my barrier, exploding into a million points of light on contact. Okay. Hikaru blows them away towards Tsuneka, who screams. As she does, they disintegrate in midair. I am not the one who murdered Tokyo no Mikoto. You have been caught in our trap, Weaver of Time. Well, yes, this is where your rampage on innocent lives stops. Yeah. With this proclamation, Tsuneka roars in pain and anguish so overwhelming that I'm forced to my knees. Shizuka next to me bows under the pressure of Tsuneka's power, but her barrier only bends, not breaks. If we didn't have this barrier, we would be dead by now. Yes, oh. With a yell of his own, Hikaru pulls out his sword, now imbued with light. Gale Force winds suddenly whip around him as he launches himself at Tsuneka. You mind turning that down? His winds are so strong that I have to erect another barrier of my own to protect us from them. I hate it when wind gets up here because Jesus Christ, it's loud. Anyway, so I glance at Shizuka and she nods. She quickly begins the sealing ritual. It's my job to protect us while Hikaru distracts her, but this is kind of hard. Seeing Tsuneka float around in and out of space-time while dodging and weaving Hikaru's sword attacks, it scares me. Yes, it makes me terrified of what she'll do when he stops attacking. This is like level 90 kind of battle over here, and I'm like level 5. Shizuka keeps her eyes on Tsuneka's moving form, chanting in a language I cannot even begin to recognize. Her slender hand moves tirelessly, forming symbol after symbol as she continues to keep the crazed goddess in her sight. While Shizuka does her thing, I focus all my energy into protecting us. My barrier protects us from the wind, the divine orb she keeps tossing, and the sheer pressure of both their presences. It takes everything I have, and I'm soaked with sweat in minutes. I can barely afford to even process what's happening in the fight, and they've gone so fast I can't even see them. Despite the very real life or something probably worse than death situation facing all of us, I can only think one stupid inane thought. What? Watching them fight at this power and these speeds is like something out of an anime. True. I chuckle at myself as a bead of sweat drops. Yeah. Funny how the mind will do anything to get away from the sheer stress and terror of a situation. Yes, oh, finally. That's when Shizuka yells for the first time that I can remember in my life. What's happened? Hikaru, it is ready! Okay, it's ready! We're good to go. The sealing ritual, it's time. Okay, let's do it! Hikaru immediately throws his sword at Tsuneka and she slaps it away with her power. But at the same time, Hikaru tackles the tiny goddess. She screams in rage as she ungracefully falls to the ground, the large demigod almost comically struggling with her tiny body as they roll around. She even has super strength too. Yes, of course. Immediately, I can see an issue we didn't foresee. We can't aim because Hikaru's in there too. We're gonna have some friendly fire. Or maybe I was the only one who didn't see it, didn't want to see it. What? Hikaru's clothes are starting to burn away as an intense force emanates from the goddess's body. What? Even his hair, which is being blown back by the force, is beginning to disintegrate. Oh yes, because what's it called? She can erase people, essentially. Hikaru! Okay, you need to get off of her. The goddess is clearly doing everything she can to get him off of her, even if that means she has to incinerate him. Yes. I can see wounds and burns forming on Hikaru's body through the tattered clothing. It's clear that a lesser being would have been dead a long time ago. Yes. Shizuka, now! Do it! Everything seems to move in slow motion. Shizuka's hair blowing about, at times revealing the pain on her face as she realizes that there's truly no other choice. The complex hand motion she begins to perform while tears run down her face. The numbness spreading down to my core. Because there's nothing I can do about it, because I understand what's happening now. Because I now understand how Hikaru will spend the next 500 years. Oh, so that's how he lives for a long time. It's not because he has a long lifespan, but he's gonna get sealed away with her too! And probably the only reason why Tsuneka got out is because Hikaru did it! Hikaru did it! What?! Trapped in this cave with this insane goddess. By now Hikaru is a bloody mess, covered in wounds to the point of being near unrecognizable. I can't do anything though, I can't feel anything. All I can do is protect the woman you love. All I can do is this. I'm so sorry, Hikaru. Shizuka presses both her hands outward then, and light shoots up from the ground beneath the grappling gods. It instantly stops them where they are, with Tsuneka's hands around Hikaru's throat. Oh god. The points of light slowly begin to increase, merging into a wall of light. As they do, Tsuneka's eyes grow wide. What? What are you doing, Chaos Witch? Stopping you. Without thinking, as the two begin to disappear in the light, I start to run towards them. But then I feel hands on my arms preventing me. I look back to see Shizuka holding me back with both of her arms, tears in her eyes. You cannot. It is too late for him, and you would be sealed too. Once the sealing process has begun, no one can escape. Not even a god. I look back toward the seal, feeling utterly helpless. The light is so bright, I can't even see the two anymore. I'm not sure I can see anything anymore. But Hikaru's choked voice floats to my ears. I love you. Take care of each other. Oh no! Bruh! The light becomes so intense that even closing my eyes shows me nothing but white light. I feel a painless but intense heat and pressure. Am I back? And then that's it. It goes completely dark. Oh, I'm not back. I open my eyes, but I see no one there. Hikaru! I run to the spot where the two were, looking around. Yeah. Shizuka walks up beside me, looking as miserable and weary as I feel. Where is he? In another dimension. Yeah, I figured. Or perhaps it would be accurate to say he is trapped between dimensions. He is still here, but also not here. Like the upside down. Shizuka sinks to her knees, but I reflexively catch her and hold her up. I am sorry, Hikaru. My little brother. We stand there for a few minutes, sweating and breathing heavily, staring at nothing. Feeling nothing. Then Shizuka speaks. There is nothing left here. We should go. I numbly nod and reluctantly turn away from the last place I saw Hikaru, leave the cave with my mother. Yeah. When we walk outside, I squint against the setting sun's ray. Setting sun! Oh, yeah, true. I look back toward the cave in confusion. How... The Weaver of Time, we were all exposed to her magic. Who knows what time or day it is, or what exactly happened in there. Oh my gosh. I sigh and Shizuka and I continue to walk away from the cave, though through the same field that I had just walked through with Hikaru. I walk until the shock finally wears off and I collapse to my knees in tears. Without the adrenaline coursing through me, emotions overwhelm me and I'm reduced to a sobbing mess in the grass and dirt. Shizuka kneels next to me in the grass, placing a hand on my back. The view of gently waving grass in the fading light is too beautiful, too peaceful for all the pain and horror that just occurred. It's just a reminder of how time goes on with or without you. Yes, and with or without Hikaru. I hear a quiet voice in my head that I recognize as Galen's. Finally, I got some connection. It is time for you to return. Yes. I have to go. Galen says so. I'm so sorry, Mother. I will miss you. Aw. Shizuka pulls me into a tight hug, shocking me. I can't remember the last time I was hugged by her. Despite the events, I am happy to have had the chance to meet you. I'm so proud to have a daughter like you. Oh. Then she releases me with a sad smile. Mother, I think I can finally say that I'm proud to have a mother like you too. Aww, her youthful smile, illuminated by the evening sun, lined the centuries of sorrow and weariness. Sayonara, Hikaru. And sayonara, Mother. Okasan. It's the last thing I say. It's the last thing I see before I'm teleported away. Bye. Oh, we have a final chapter too. Oh, I don't know. Do I have time? Okay, guys. No, I'm a little pressed for time. I don't even know how long this first. Oh no. What did I? Oh, final chapter. Oh, final chapter. First chapter. The Cosmos of the Last Source. Okay, never mind. It works out perfectly, I guess. I don't. Was I tripping balls? Did it say final chapter or was it first? Fuck it. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this episode here, guys. We have officially finished the Cosmos of the Demigod. Yes, the Cosmos of the Demigod, which is Hikaru's, I guess, our experience with Hikaru, and I guess now returning to the present, Cosmos of the Last Sorceress would probably be perhaps meeting up with Shizuka, finally finding her again and maybe talking to her or something, or getting some information. I don't even know. Anyways, regardless, we will start that on the next episode, you guys. Holy shit, it's been a wild ride. I hope that, I made the right decisions and that, my choices of letting Hikaru, letting Hikaru stay with us for the ritual thing. I mean, either way, I feel like it would go against his morals again. Like, it's not like him to just be like, okay, you want me to run, I'll run, kind of thing. So yeah, so hopefully as it's thus far, that was meant to happen. I feel like it was meant to happen because, yeah, how else does Hikaru live for that long? It kind of makes sense, Like, sure, it's possible that he had a really long life due to his demigod kind of, genetics, but there's also this, being sealed away with an insane goddess as well. Anyway, so we're gonna pick up in the next episode, you guys. We are far from done from this book 2 reflection, so yes, let's see where the story will take us in the next episode, but for now, bye!